What if the key to everything you've ever wanted is sitting right in front of you, within yourself, and all you need to do is focus on it? Think about it for a moment. How many times have you felt lost, confused, or unsure where to go next? How often have you looked outward, searching for answers in other people, in circumstances, in things that you thought would make you happy? You've tried to please others, to keep up with expectations, to chase after that next big goal, all in the hope that it would bring you peace, fulfillment, or success. But in the process, it's easy to forget the most important truth. The only thing you can truly control is you. It's easy to think that the answers to your struggles are out there somewhere, that if you could just fix your situation, change your job, find the right relationship, or gain more approval, things would finally fall into place. But let me tell you this, things don't fall into place by looking outward. They fall into place when you turn your focus inward. It's only when you invest in yourself, your mind, your body, your soul, that the rest of your life starts aligning with the person you were always meant to be. This isn't just a hopeful thought. It's a truth backed by science, psychology, and the experiences of millions who have transformed their lives by making one simple shift, focusing on themselves. When you stop chasing approval, stop looking for shortcuts, stop trying to please everyone around you, you give yourself the freedom to grow. You allow space for self-awareness, for improvement, for real transformation. So, what would it look like if you started focusing on yourself today? Think about how much energy you waste each day worrying about what others think or trying to measure up to impossible standards. Imagine how much clearer your path could be if you took that energy and channeled it into nurturing your own growth. It's not selfish to focus on your own well-being. It's necessary. It's the foundation of everything you can accomplish. When you make yourself a priority, when you choose to invest in your own development, that's when the magic happens. The truth is, no one else can do this for you. No one else can decide to take action on your dreams, your goals, and your vision for your life. But you, and when you decide to step into your own power, to focus on becoming the best version of yourself, you unlock a world of possibility. You start to see that the very struggles you faced, the fears that have held you back, and the obstacles that seemed insurmountable were all part of the process of becoming who you're meant to be. But here's the best part. Once you commit to focusing on yourself, once you stop letting distractions take over your energy and your mind, things will begin to shift. Relationships will improve. Opportunities will show up. Your mindset will expand. You'll start to feel stronger, more capable, more in control. You'll realize that when you give yourself the attention you deserve, the world around you begins to mirror that same level of care. It's like planting seeds in your own life and watching them grow into something truly remarkable. So I ask you again, what if everything you've been searching for is already inside you? What if the answer to your struggle, your dreams, your success is just waiting for you to make the decision to focus on yourself? Stay with me, because this is just the beginning. The transformation starts now. And if you're willing to embrace it, everything will fall into place. You see, the world is full of noise, constant distractions, demands, and expectations. It's easy to get swept up in all of it, trying to meet every need, answer every call, be everywhere at once. But in doing so, you're spreading yourself thin. You're giving pieces of yourself away until there's not much left. And in that emptiness, it's easy to feel lost. You start to question who you are, what you really want, whether any of it even matters. But here's the truth you need to hear. You cannot pour from an empty cup. If you keep giving your energy to everything and everyone else, you'll never have enough left for yourself. And without that, you'll never fully discover your potential. Focusing on yourself isn't about being selfish. It's about preserving your energy, nurturing your soul, and investing in your future. The more you pour into yourself, the more you have to give to the world around you. It's not just about feeling good in the moment. It's about creating a foundation that will carry you through life's toughest challenges. When you make the decision to focus on your own growth, you stop relying on external circumstances to determine your happiness. You stop waiting for things to fall into place. You start making them fall into place because you're in control now. You stop hoping for change and start becoming the change. This shift isn't always easy. It requires you to break old habits, let go of the need for approval, and push through discomfort. But let's be real, growth only happens outside of your comfort zone. It's in the moments when you choose to show up for yourself, even when it feels hard, that you begin to see real change. The path to becoming the person you want to be is built on small, consistent choices. It's about waking up each day with the intention to grow, to improve, to focus on becoming better than you were yesterday. Think about this for a second. How many times have you let the opinions of others guide your decisions? How many times have you abandoned your own dreams because you were afraid of what someone else might think? How many times have you stopped short of greatness only to realize that the only thing holding you back was you? It's time to stop letting external voices dictate your internal peace. When you start focusing on yourself, you start to tune out the noise and listen to the voice that matters most, your own, the voice that knows your worth, the voice that knows what you're capable of. You were never meant to live in the shadows of others. You were meant to shine, to be the best version of yourself, but that requires inner strength. It requires the courage to face your fears, to confront the limiting beliefs that have held you back for far too long. And guess what? You already have that strength inside of you. You've always had it. It's just waiting for you to stop looking outward and start looking inward. The moment you realize this, truly realize it, you'll never see yourself the same way again. Every challenge you face becomes an opportunity for growth. Every setback becomes a stepping stone. Every moment of discomfort becomes a lesson in resilience. And the more you focus on yourself, the more you'll see that you are capable of handling whatever life throws your way. It's not about avoiding struggles or running from difficulties. It's about learning to rise above them, to find your power in the midst of chaos. When you're grounded in who you are, nothing can shake you. Nothing can derail you. So here's the question that only you can answer. How long are you going to wait for the world to change? How long are you going to look for answers outside of yourself? The real change starts when you decide to stop waiting and start doing. It starts the moment you decide to focus on yourself. The moment you say, I'm worth the effort, I'm worth the time, I'm worth the investment. And once you make that decision, you'll find that everything else falls into place, piece by piece. There's a truth you need to understand right now. Nothing will change in your life until you change the way you see yourself. You can change jobs, relationships, locations, or anything else. But if you're still carrying the same beliefs about who you are and what you're capable of, nothing will truly shift. It's like trying to fill a leaky bucket with water. No matter how much you pour in, it will never hold. But when you focus on yourself, when you start to believe in your own power, the bucket fills up slowly, steadily, and it stays full. You may not even realize how much your perception of yourself shapes everything you do. The way you think about your strengths, your worth, your potential, it all impacts your actions. You see yourself as incapable, as someone who can never get ahead. That's exactly what you'll create in your life. You'll stay stuck in a cycle of doubt, fear, and hesitation. But when you make the decision to focus on yourself, you open the door to a new way of thinking. You start to realize that you are your greatest asset. You have everything you need to succeed within you, just waiting to be unleashed. But here's the challenge. Most people never unlock their full potential because they're too busy looking for external solutions. They think that if they just had the right circumstances, the right partner, the right job, everything would be better. But the truth is, these things are just temporary fixes. The real shift comes when you take the time to work on the person who matters most, you. It's when you stop waiting for someone else to save you and start saving yourself. It's when you stop looking for validation and start validating your own worth. It's when you stop playing small and start playing big. When you focus on yourself, you begin to see how much control you have over your life. You are not a victim of your circumstances. You are the creator of them. The moment you take responsibility for your thoughts, your actions, and your choices, you gain back the power you thought you had lost. You stop blaming the world around you and you start looking inward for answers. It's no longer about hoping someone or something will come and change your life. It's about deciding that you will. This shift doesn't happen overnight. It's not about one grand gesture or one big moment of inspiration. It's about the small, daily choices you make to invest in yourself. It's about setting aside time for your own growth, your own well-being, your own development. Every time you choose to focus on yourself, you're taking a step toward becoming the person you've always known you could be. And with each step, the life you dream about becomes more and more possible. Everything you want is within reach, but it's up to you to create the life that gets you there. Think about the last time you really invested in yourself. Maybe it was learning something new, starting a new habit, or taking the time to truly care for your body and mind. How did that feel? Empowering, right? You have the power to create that feeling over and over again. When you focus on yourself, you're not just waiting for life to happen to you. You're making life happen for you. You're actively shaping your destiny. Every decision to prioritize yourself is a decision to take control. And in doing so, you'll see that all the things you've been seeking in the world outside of you, the peace, the success, the joy, are already available to you within. When you look within, you unlock something powerful. It's like a hidden treasure chest full of strength, resilience, and wisdom. And the more you focus on yourself, the more you tap into this well of potential. You begin to realize that you are your own greatest ally. There is no one more capable of changing your life than you. No one can do it for you. But when you make the choice to focus on yourself, you awaken a force inside of you that has always been there. The only thing standing in your way is the decision to embrace it. When you do, everything begins to fall into place. You have to understand one simple fact. No one is coming to save you. The life you're dreaming about won't magically appear one day. It won't arrive wrapped up in a neat package handed to you by someone else or bestowed upon you by fate. The power to create the life you want lies within your own hands, and that starts the moment you decide that you are worth the effort, that you are worth the time, that you are worth the energy it takes to transform. Too many people sit back waiting for the right time, the perfect moment, or the right circumstances. But that moment will never come if you don't choose to create it. When you focus on yourself, you're not just waiting for life to change around you. You're changing yourself. You're building the strength, the confidence, the skills, and the mindset that will carry you through any challenge life throws at you. And that's the foundation for a future you can be proud of. Think about the potential you hold inside of you, the dreams, the ideas, the fire that's burning in your heart. But potential is nothing if you don't take action. It's like having a treasure chest full of gold and never unlocking it. When you focus on yourself, you unlock that treasure. You decide that you are worthy of everything you've been dreaming about, and you stop waiting for permission to go after it. This is the moment you stop playing small. This is the moment you decide that you are the one who will make it happen. It's about realizing that you have the power to create your own path, to carve out the life that you deserve. And it starts with one decision, to believe in yourself. Because until you do, nothing will change. Until you decide that you are capable, you will always be waiting for something outside of you to change first. But it doesn't work that way. Change starts with you. Every decision you make, every small action you take is a step towards your transformation. When you start focusing on yourself, you begin to make those choices consciously. You start to choose what serves you, what elevates you, what moves you closer to your vision. It's not about perfection. It's about consistency, the daily actions, the little steps, the choices to stay true to yourself, even when it's hard. Each time you choose yourself, you choose growth. Each time you invest in your development, you lay the foundation for your success. The truth is, the life you want is already within your reach. You have everything you need right now to create it, but you have to believe that. You have to choose it. And the way to start is simple. Focus on yourself. Start by giving yourself the care, the time, and the attention you deserve. Stop seeking approval from others. Stop waiting for someone to tell you that you're ready. You are already ready. When you focus on yourself, you stop doubting your potential. You stop wondering if you're good enough, if you have what it takes. You stop comparing your journey to others. You stop looking at your setbacks as failures and start seeing them as lessons. You stop letting fear hold you back. You stop letting the opinions of others decide your worth. You decide who you are and what you're capable of. And once you make that decision, you'll realize that there is no limit to what you can achieve. The possibilities are endless. The world is waiting for you to step into your power, to claim your place, to show up as the person you were always meant to be. The truth is, there will always be distractions, obstacles, and challenges. Life will always throw curveballs. But when you focus on yourself, you build the resilience to face anything. You build the confidence to overcome anything. You create the mental strength to keep going when it gets tough. And you develop the clarity to know exactly what you want and how to get it. So what's holding you back? What's stopping you from making the choice to focus on yourself and take control of your destiny? The only thing standing between you and the life you want is the decision to begin. The moment you make that choice, everything changes, and that change starts right now. There comes a moment in every person's life when they have to decide, will they continue to live in the shadows of their fears, or will they step into the light of their potential? That moment is right now, and the truth is, the choice is yours. You can keep waiting for someone or something to change for you, or you can decide that you are the change you've been waiting for. The moment you decide to focus on yourself is the moment everything begins to shift. It's the moment you stop waiting for the world to bend to your desires and you start bending the world to your will. Think about all the time you've spent doubting yourself, all the moments you've questioned your worth, your capabilities, your future. What if all of that was just noise? What if the only thing standing between you and the life you want is the decision to stop listening to that noise? It's easy to get caught up in the fear of failure, the fear of judgment, the fear of not being enough. But let me tell you something. Those fears are not real. They are stories you told yourself. And stories can be rewritten. The moment you focus on yourself, you begin to write a new story, a story where you are the hero, a story where you overcome obstacles, where you conquer doubts, where you rise above every challenge life throws your way, a story where you realize you are more powerful than you ever imagined. This isn't about ignoring your fears or pretending they don't exist. It's about looking those fears in the face and choosing to move forward anyway. It's about saying, I'm more than my doubts. I'm stronger than my insecurities. I'm worthy of the success, the happiness, and the peace I've always wanted. And when you make that decision, something shifts inside of you. Your mindset changes. You stop seeing yourself as a victim of circumstance and start seeing yourself as the creator of your destiny. That's when everything falls into place. When you focus on yourself, you stop being reactive to the world around you. You stop letting external factors control how you feel, how you act, or what you believe about yourself. Instead, you take ownership of your life. You choose to act with purpose, to set goals that align with your true desires, and to take consistent steps toward those goals, no matter how small. It's about progress, not perfection. Every single action you take, no matter how small, is a victory. Every time you choose yourself, you're choosing growth. Every time you make a decision that supports your vision, you're one step closer to the life you've been dreaming about. The power you seek is already inside of you. It's not in someone else's approval. It's not in external circumstances. It's in your ability to believe in yourself. It's in your willingness to show up, even when it's hard. It's in your determination to keep going, even when the road is rough. You've faced obstacles before. You've come through challenges stronger than you were before. And you can do it again because you are capable of more than you realize. Every time you focus on yourself, you build that belief. You build the confidence to take bigger steps, to reach higher, to strive for more. And with every step you take, you become more aligned with the person you were always meant to be. The person who doesn't wait for permission. The person who doesn't settle for less than what they deserve. The person who believes in their dreams and is willing to fight for them. So ask yourself, what are you waiting for? What's holding you back from stepping into your power? The world will always have its challenges. Life will always have its ups and downs. But you are stronger than anything you face. You have everything you need within you to succeed. The only thing standing between you and your dreams is the decision to focus on yourself. The decision to stop doubting, stop fearing, and start acting. The moment you make that decision, you'll start to see everything fall into place, and that moment is now. You already have everything you needed to create the life you want, the power to change, to grow, to rise above any obstacle. It's already inside of you. The only question is, are you ready to tap into it? It's easy to get distracted by the noise of life. It's easy to look at what others are doing and think you're somehow falling behind. But let me remind you of something. Your journey is yours alone. No one else has the exact same path, the exact same struggles, or the exact same potential as you. And the only way to unlock that potential is by focusing on yourself, your growth, your dreams, and your vision for the future. When you start focusing on yourself, you realize that everything you've been searching for is already within your reach. The tools, the skills, the mindset, you already have them. What you need is the courage to step into your own power and claim your future. It's not about waiting for the perfect moment. It's not about waiting for the world to change. It's about making the choice right now to focus on yourself and take charge of your destiny. You don't need permission to live your best life. You don't need anyone's approval to chase your dreams. You are enough just as you are. And the sooner you realize this, the sooner you can break free from the fear and doubt that have been holding you back. When you focus on yourself, you free yourself. You free yourself from the opinions of others. You free yourself from the limiting beliefs that have kept you stuck. You free yourself from the need for external validation. And once you free yourself, you'll discover that the possibilities are endless. Think about the person you've always wanted to become, the person you dream about in your quiet moments. That person is already inside of you waiting to emerge. But to bring them to life, you have to stop looking outside yourself for the answers. You have to start looking inward. You have to start believing that you are worthy of your own time, your own care, your own focus. When you invest in yourself, you unlock the person you were always meant to be. It's not always going to be easy. There will be days when you feel like giving up. There will be moments when fear tries to creep back in, when doubt tries to convince you that you're not enough. But here's the thing, you are more than your fear. You are stronger than your doubt. Every time you face those fears and choose to move forward anyway, you grow. Every time you take one more step in the direction of your dreams, you are one step closer to the life you've always wanted. The truth is, you don't have to wait for everything to be perfect. You don't have to wait for the stars to align. You don't have to wait for anyone's approval. You already have everything you need to start. The only thing holding you back is the belief that you can't. The moment you break free from that belief, everything changes. The moment you choose to focus on yourself, everything begins to fall into place. The struggles you face, the obstacles that seemed impossible, they all become opportunities for growth. And the more you focus on yourself, the more those opportunities will appear. There's a power inside of you that's waiting to be unleashed. You don't have to wait for permission. You don't have to wait for someone else to tell you that you're ready. You are ready right now. All you have to do is focus on yourself, take action, and start believing in the incredible power you hold. The moment you do, the world will start to change. Your dreams will no longer feel out of reach, and everything you've been hoping for will start to fall into place. It all starts with one decision, the decision to focus on yourself. And that decision right now can change everything you've been carrying around. So much weight for far too long. The weight of doubt, the weight of fear, the weight of not feeling good enough. But what if I told you that you don't need to carry that anymore? What if I told you that you have the power to let it all go? The moment you decide to focus on yourself, you let go of all those things that have been holding you back. You stop giving your energy to the doubts, the fears, and the stories that have been keeping you small. You start giving your energy to the person you're becoming, to the person you were always meant to be. It's so easy to get stuck in the past, to think about all the mistakes, the missed opportunities, the failures. But your past does not define you. You are not your mistakes. You are not the sum of your failures. You are what you choose to be. In the moment you focus on yourself, you start choosing a future that is in alignment with the person you want to become. You stop letting your past mistakes dictate your future actions, and you start using them as fuel to propel you forward. Every setback is an opportunity to learn. Every failure is a lesson in resilience. And with each lesson, you become stronger. It's time to stop looking at your life as a series of disappointments and start seeing it as a series of opportunities. Opportunities to grow, opportunities to transform, opportunities to evolve into the best version of yourself. Every challenge, every obstacle is not there to break you. It's there to shape you. It's there to strengthen you. And when you focus on yourself, you start to see these challenges not as roadblocks, but as stepping stones toward the life you want. When you make the choice to focus on yourself, you begin to realize just how much power you have over your own life. You are not a victim of your circumstances. You are the architect of your future. You decide who you are, you decide how far you're willing to go, and you decide what kind of life you want to build. It all starts with the belief that you are worthy of love, worthy of success, worthy of happiness. And the more you believe this, the more you will create a life that reflects it. Stop looking outside of yourself for the answers, the validation, the approval, the reassurance you seek. It's all within you. You have the strength, the knowledge, and the resilience to create anything you want. The only thing standing between you and the life you dream of is the belief that it's possible. Once you start focusing on yourself, Once you start believing that you are capable, everything changes. You stop seeking answers from others. You stop waiting for things to fall into place. You start making things happen. You become the change you've been waiting for. The person you want to be is already within you. They've always been there waiting for you to step up and claim your power. But until you decide to focus on yourself, you'll never see that person come to life. It's like planting a seed and waiting for it to grow without ever watering it. You are the water. You are the one who has to nurture your growth. And the more you invest in yourself, the more you will see your potential blossom into something beautiful. So take a deep breath and ask yourself, what do I really want? Not what others want for you, not what society expects from you. What do you want for yourself? The moment you decide to focus on yourself, you make that question your priority. You start to build a life that aligns with your desires, your values, your dreams. And once you do that, once you commit to yourself, you'll find that everything else, your relationships, your career, your well-being, begins to fall into place. It starts with you, and everything you've been waiting for will come when you decide to take the first step. That step starts now. You don't need to wait for the world to tell you it's time to change. You don't need to wait for some external signal to push you into action. The time is now. The power to transform your life is within your control, and it starts the moment you decide that you are worth the effort. You have been waiting, hoping, wishing for things to fall into place, but they will never fall into place until you decide to take charge of your own life. The moment you choose to focus on yourself, you choose to create the life you deserve. You stop waiting for things to align perfectly because you know that you are the one who has the power to align them. Think about all the time you spend looking outward, comparing yourself to others, measuring your worth against their success, thinking that you're somehow falling short. That stops today. The only measure of success that matters is the one you set for yourself. It's about stepping into your own vision and making it a reality, no matter what anyone else is doing or saying. When you focus on yourself, you stop competing with the world and start competing with the person you were yesterday. Every day becomes an opportunity to push yourself a little further, to grow a little stronger, to get a little closer to the person you are meant to be. It's easy to let fear control you. It's easy to let the doubts and insecurities hold you back from taking that first step. But here's the truth. Fear is not the enemy. Fear is a sign that you are about to step into something bigger than yourself. Every time you feel fear, it's an invitation to grow. It's a challenge to show yourself just how strong you are. The people who succeed are not the ones who are never afraid. They're the ones who push through their fear and take action anyway. That's where the magic happens. When you focus on yourself, you start to understand that your fears don't define you. They don't control you. You decide how much power they have over you. Fear can be a tool for growth or a roadblock, and the decision is yours. You can use it as a signal to move forward, to push past your comfort zone, to take risks that will lead you to greater things. You can use it as fuel to remind yourself that you're ready for more, because you are. You are ready for everything you've been holding back from. You are ready to claim the success, the happiness, the fulfillment that you've been dreaming about. There is so much untapped potential inside of you. Right now, in this moment, you have everything you need to create the life you want. You just have to believe it. You have to stop looking at what's wrong or what's missing and start focusing on what you have. Focus on the strengths you built over time. Focus on the lessons you've learned. Focus on the resilience you've developed through every challenge you faced. These are the tools you need. And when you focus on yourself, you start using these tools to create the life you've always wanted. The people who live the lives they've always dreamed of aren't special because of some external factor. They're not special because of their circumstances. They're special because they made the choice to focus on themselves. They decided, just like you can today, that they would take responsibility for their own growth, for their own happiness, and for their own success. And when you do that, when you step into your own power and focus on yourself, you'll realize that there is nothing you can't achieve. You will become the version of yourself you've always known was inside of you. The person who has the courage to chase their dreams. The person who doesn't wait for permission. The person who creates their own reality. The power to change your life has always been within your grasp. All it takes is the decision to focus on yourself and believe in your own potential. Once you do that, nothing can stop you. The world will respond to your confidence, to your clarity, to your commitment. Everything will fall into place because you are no longer waiting for life to happen to you. You're making it happen. And when you do that, everything shifts. You have everything inside you to create the life you've always wanted. All the strength, all the courage, all the ability. It's already there, waiting for you to tap into it. But there's one crucial step. You must believe that you are worthy of it. You must believe that you are capable of achieving what others may have told you is impossible. You must stop doubting yourself and start believing that your dreams are within your reach, because they are. You have everything you need to make them come true. The world doesn't owe you anything. It doesn't owe you success or happiness or ease. But you know what the world can't take away? Your ability to choose. Your ability to decide that today is the day you take control of your future. Your ability to decide that you won't wait any longer. You won't wait for someone to save you. You won't wait for the perfect moment. You won't wait for the approval of others. You are in control now. And when you focus on yourself, you take back the power that has always been yours. It's so easy to become complacent, to let life happen to you, to accept things the way they are because it feels easier than making the decision to change. But here's the truth. Staying the same is not easy. It's a slow burn of unfulfilled potential, of dreams left unchased, of opportunities lost. Staying where you are in that comfort zone will not bring you the peace or satisfaction you crave. The only way to get there is by doing the hard thing. The hard thing is focusing on yourself and taking the steps, no matter how small, to build the life you want. When you focus on yourself, you begin to shift your mindset. You stop seeing obstacles as roadblocks and start seeing them as opportunities for growth. Every challenge becomes a stepping stone, every failure a lesson that teaches you how to rise higher. You stop getting discouraged when things don't go as planned because you understand that every setback is just a part of the journey. You grow stronger with every step. You become more resilient, more determined, more capable of achieving everything you've dreamed of. This journey is yours to own, and the only thing standing in the way of your success is the decision to stop doubting your ability to make it happen. There's no magical moment when everything will suddenly be perfect. Perfection doesn't exist. But what does exist is your ability to take action, to make progress, to evolve into the person you are always meant to be. That's where the power lies. You can't control everything around you, but you can control how you respond. And when you respond with action, with confidence, with belief in yourself, everything starts to change. When you focus on yourself, you stop letting fear and doubt hold you back. You stop waiting for the perfect time or the perfect conditions. You start acting now, in the present moment, because you know that the life you want is worth the effort. And when you give yourself permission to take that first step, the universe begins to align with your intentions. The people, the opportunities, the resources you need will start showing up. But it all begins with your decision to step forward, to believe in your worth, and to take responsibility for your own success. You have a dream. You have a vision of what your life could look like, of what you could become. But that dream will never come to life unless you decide to take action. Your vision is not just a dream. It's a possibility waiting for you to claim it. And the moment you decide that you're worth the effort, that you deserve the life you envision, everything begins to align. You start to see the path forward, and every day becomes a step closer to the life you were meant to live. So stop waiting. Stop holding back. The time to act is now. You are worthy. You are capable. And the only thing standing between you and the life you want is the decision to focus on yourself and take that first step. When you do, you'll realize just how powerful you truly are. And everything you've been dreaming of will start to fall into place. The power to transform your life is not hidden somewhere in the future. It's right here, right now. Every moment you spend doubting yourself is a moment wasted. Every second spent waiting for the right time to take action is a second lost. The truth is, the right time is always now. The only thing that stands between you and your dreams is the decision to stop holding yourself back every day that you wait. You give away a piece of your potential. But the moment you decide to focus on yourself, to believe in your own ability to change, you stop wasting time. You take control and you start moving forward. Too often, we spend our energy thinking about what we don't have, what's missing, what's not working. We get caught up in what we lack instead of focusing on what we already possess. Your life isn't defined by what you don't have. It's defined by what you choose to do with what you've got. You have more than enough to start right now. You have the strength, the passion, the willpower, and the capability to take that first step towards your dreams. But none of that will matter until you decide to act. Action is the key to transformation. When you focus on yourself, you stop comparing your journey to others. You stop measuring your worth against someone else's success. You stop wondering why they have what you want. Their path is not yours. The moment you shift your focus to your own growth, your own potential, you stop worrying about how fast others are moving. You realize that your success is not determined by anyone else's timeline but your own. You are on your own journey, and it's going to unfold exactly the way it's meant to. And the more you trust in your own process, the more you'll see that everything is falling into place. It's so easy to get caught up in the idea that things should be happening faster, that you should be further along, that you should have more by now. But remember this, life is not a race. It's not about who gets there first. It's about who stays committed. The people who succeed are the ones who keep going, who keep believing in themselves even when the road gets tough. And when you focus on yourself, you stop worrying about how far along you are and start appreciating how far you've come. Every small step you take, every piece of effort you put into bettering yourself builds momentum. It's not about overnight success. It's about steady, consistent progress. It's about showing up for yourself day after day, no matter what. You don't need to have it all figured out. You don't need to know every step of the journey ahead. What you need is the courage to start, the discipline to stay focused, and the belief that every step, no matter how small, is moving you closer to the life you want. You are capable of more than you realize. You have the strength to rise above every challenge. The obstacles that once seemed insurmountable become opportunities for growth when you focus on yourself. Every challenge you face, every setback, every failure, it's all part of the process of becoming the person you were always meant to be. You are not the same person you were yesterday, and tomorrow you'll be stronger, wiser, and closer to your dreams than you are today. The moment you stop waiting for things to change on their own and start focusing on what you can control, everything begins to shift. You begin to see things differently. The people around you, the opportunities in front of you, the obstacles in your way, they all become part of the journey to your success. And as you continue to focus on yourself, you'll realize that the life you've been dreaming of is not as far away as it seems. It's right here waiting for you to step into it. Your future is not a matter of chance, it's a matter of choice. And today you have the power to choose. You have the power to choose to stop holding yourself back, to stop waiting for the world to change, and to start taking responsibility for your own growth. Every decision you make from this moment forward can bring you closer to the person you want to become. You have everything you need right now to create the life you deserve. All you have to do is focus on yourself and take that first step. You have to understand something powerful about yourself. There is no limit to what you can achieve. Every thought you think, every action you take has the potential to create change. When you start focusing on yourself, you start to unlock that limitless potential. The only thing that can stand in your way is the belief that you're not capable. But deep down, you know that's a lie. You are capable of so much more than you give yourself credit for. It's time to stop seeing yourself as someone who is always waiting for things to happen and start seeing yourself as someone who makes things happen. The world will never give you everything you want, and that's a good thing. It forces you to step up, to take charge, to realize that you hold the power to shape your own reality. The truth is, success is not about having everything handed to you. Success is about being willing to create it for yourself. No matter how hard it may seem, when you focus on yourself, you stop relying on external circumstances to dictate your life. Instead, you take full responsibility for your future, knowing that you are the one who gets to decide what that future looks like. There's a power in understanding that your dreams don't depend on anyone else. They depend on you. You are the one who will decide how hard you're willing to work, how much you're willing to sacrifice, how much you're willing to believe in your own abilities. And the moment you choose to focus on yourself is the moment you begin to tap into that power. The world doesn't owe you anything, but it's waiting for you to show up and claim what is yours. And when you show up for yourself, you show up for your dreams. This is not about overnight success. This is about the small, consistent actions you take every single day. It's about deciding that you are worthy of putting in the effort, the work, the time, and the energy required to make your dreams a reality. When you focus on yourself, you stop letting the small setbacks discourage you. You stop letting failures define your journey. Instead, you let them become the fuel that drives you forward. Each failure teaches you something valuable. Each challenge builds you. This is the hard truth. No one else can live your life for you. No one else can chase your dreams, make your decisions, or take your steps. This journey is yours, and it always has been. The sooner you realize this, the sooner you can stop waiting for others to approve of your dreams, to validate your worth, or to give you the green light to move forward. The green light has always been within you. You have the power to give yourself permission to move forward, to push past your doubts, to challenge the voice in your head telling you that you're not enough. The moment you stop looking for external validation and start validating yourself, your life begins to change. There will always be obstacles. There will always be challenges. But what you choose to do with them is what will define you. When you focus on yourself, you become more resilient. You become stronger with every obstacle you overcome, every challenge you face. You learn not to fear difficulties because you understand that they are not there to break you, but to shape you into something greater. And each step, each decision, each small victory brings you closer to the life you've always wanted. You are not a product of your circumstances. You are the creator of your reality. When you focus on yourself, you take back the pen and begin writing the story of your life. And let me tell you something, this story can be anything you want it to be. There are no limits, no boundaries, no ceilings. When you take control, when you decide that your life will be defined by your actions and not by your fears, you open up a world of endless possibilities. You unlock a future that once seemed impossible and turn it into your reality. It all begins with the decision to focus on yourself, to invest in your growth, to believe in your potential. You have everything you need to succeed. All you need to do is believe it, act on it, and never look back. The life you've always wanted is waiting for you to claim it. The truth is, nothing worth having ever comes without effort. Your dreams aren't handed to you. They're earned, built, and fought for. And the beautiful part is, you have everything inside you to make them a reality. When you focus on yourself, you stop waiting for life to hand you what you want and start creating it yourself. You stop sitting on the sidelines and start playing the game. The only question is, how bad do you want it? How much are you willing to sacrifice? How much are you willing to work? And how much are you willing to believe in yourself, even when the road gets tough? When you decide to focus on yourself, you choose to take ownership of your own destiny. No one else is going to give you the life you dream of. No one else is going to build your confidence, your success, your happiness. That is all on you. But here's the thing. You're not doing it alone. You have everything you need to make it happen. Your strength, your resilience, your mindset, all of that is within you, waiting for you to unleash it. What keeps most people from achieving what they want isn't lack of ability, it's lack of belief. They look at their situation and think, it's too late for me, or I don't have the right resources, or I'm just not good enough. But the moment you start focusing on yourself, you realize that none of those excuses matter. The only thing that matters is your decision to take action. The only thing that matters is your commitment to keep going, even when it feels hard, even when you want to quit. The moment you make the decision to focus on yourself, to take control of your future, everything changes. You will encounter doubts. You will encounter fears. There will be moments where you question whether you're on the right path. But the key is not to avoid those feelings, but to acknowledge them and keep moving forward anyway. Every successful person has felt doubt, has felt fear, has felt the urge to quit. But what separates them from everyone else is that they didn't let those emotions control them. They didn't let fear paralyze them. Instead, they chose courage over comfort, action over hesitation, faith over fear. And so can you. When you focus on yourself, you stop letting the opinions of others dictate your life. You stop allowing other people's negativity, judgments, or doubts to stop you from moving forward. Too often, we live our lives according to the expectations of others. We shape our choices around their opinions, their judgments, and their standards. But here's the reality. It's your life, not theirs. You are the only one who knows what's best for you. You are the only one who can make the decisions that will shape your future. The opinions of others don't matter unless you allow them to. And as you start to take action, you'll see something amazing happen. Things begin to align. When you focus on yourself, the universe starts to align with your intentions. Opportunities will show up in places you never expected. People will enter your life who can help you along the way. And when you look back, you'll realize that all the effort, all the hard work, all the sacrifices were worth it because everything you needed was always there, just waiting for you to recognize it. You don't need anyone's approval. You don't need permission. You don't need to wait for the perfect time. The perfect time is now. Your dreams are waiting for you to act, and you are more than ready. When you focus on yourself, you become unstoppable. No challenge is too great. No setback too difficult. You will find strength you never knew you had, and your dreams will begin to materialize in ways you couldn't have imagined. This is the moment you take control, the moment you decide that you are worthy of success, happiness, and everything you've ever dreamed of. The moment you focus on yourself and start building the life you want. You have everything inside you to make it happen. All it takes is the belief that you can, the will to work for it, and the commitment to never give up. The life you desire is yours. All you have to do is reach for it. The moment you commit to focusing on yourself, the world begins to shift. The weight you've been carrying, the doubts, the fears, they start to lose their power over you. You begin to see things clearly, not as obstacles, but as opportunities for growth. You stop feeling like life is happening to you and start realizing that you are creating your own path every single day. The decisions you make, the energy you put into your dreams, it all starts to align. It starts to work in your favor. But here's the crucial part. It all begins with the decision to focus on yourself. Too many of us spend years trying to please others, trying to meet their expectations, trying to live up to a standard that was never ours to begin with. We make choices based on what we think will impress the people around us. We let the opinions of others dictate our worth. But when you choose to focus on yourself, you shift the entire equation. You stop looking outward for validation and start looking inward. You stop seeking approval because you realize that the only person you need to impress is the one staring back at you in the mirror. The only opinion that matters is your own. And it's not about becoming selfish or ignoring the people around you. It's about realizing that you can't pour from an empty cup. You can't be the best version of yourself if you're constantly living for others. When you focus on yourself, you refill your own cup. You give yourself the energy, the strength, and the confidence you need to show up for those who matter most. But first, you have to show up for yourself. Every day that you take the time to invest in your growth, whether it's through learning, exercising, developing new skills, or simply taking care of your mental health, you are becoming a better version of yourself. And when you become the best version of yourself, you naturally start attracting better people, better opportunities, and better circumstances into your life. This isn't about waiting for a miracle to happen. It's about creating that miracle through the choices you make. You begin to recognize that everything you need to succeed has always been within you, waiting to be unlocked. You are your own greatest resource. But let's be honest for a moment. It's easy to get distracted. The world is filled with noise, and it's easy to get caught up in the distractions that take us away from our true purpose. We live in a time when it's easier to focus on everyone else's lives than our own. But focusing on others won't get you any closer to your goals. It won't make you happier or more fulfilled or more successful. Only by focusing on yourself will you begin to see real change. Only by putting your energy where it belongs, into your dreams, your growth, your potential, will you start to see the transformation you've been hoping for. This is your journey. No one else is living your life. No one else can walk in your shoes, make your decisions, or experience your personal growth. You are the one in control. And when you focus on yourself, you realize that your future is in your hands. Your destiny is not something that happens to you. It's something you create. The actions you take today will shape who you become tomorrow. So ask yourself, what kind of person do you want to be? What kind of life do you want to build? And the only way to do that is to start focusing on yourself without apologies, without excuses, and without waiting for someone else's permission. Yes, it might feel uncomfortable at first. Yeah, yes, you might face resistance, both from yourself and from the people around you. But remember this, growth never happens in the comfort zone. You have to push past the fear, push past the doubts, and make the decision every single day to focus on the person you are becoming. That's how change happens. That's how you build the life you've always dreamed of. You have the power to make it happen, but it all begins with the decision to focus on yourself, to stop waiting for things to change and to take action right now. The more you focus on yourself, the more you begin to see how everything else falls into place. You'll notice that the things that once seemed out of reach are now closer than ever. It's not because the world changed, it's because you changed. When you invest your energy into your growth, when you stop allowing distractions to derail you, you become a force that can no longer be ignored. Your energy shifts, your mindset shifts, and your world begins to shift with it. But here's where many people struggle. They think the journey should be easy. They think that focusing on themselves means they should have everything figured out overnight. But true growth doesn't happen in an instant. It's the small, consistent steps, the quiet moments of discipline, the long nights of dedication that ultimately bring transformation. No one ever became great without sacrifice, and no one ever achieved anything meaningful without struggle. It's the discomfort that shapes you. It's the challenges that force you to grow. Every obstacle is an opportunity to dig deeper, to find strength you didn't know you had to push further than you ever thought possible. When you focus on yourself, you begin to see that the struggles are part of the process, not something to avoid. They are the very things that build your character, your resilience, your inner power. Without struggle, there is no growth. Without the fight, there is no strength. Every time you face a challenge, it's not a sign that you're on the wrong path. It's a sign that you're on the right one. You're being tested because you're becoming something greater. And as you walk this path, something incredible happens. You start to let go of the need for perfection. You stop waiting for the perfect moment to take action. The idea of waiting for the right conditions before moving forward is a trap. The right time is always now. If you're waiting for everything to be perfect before you start, you'll never start. Perfection is not the goal. Progress is. Every small step you take today will take you further than you were yesterday, and that's what matters. It's the compounding effect of consistent effort that changes everything. You will stumble, you will have setbacks, but those setbacks don't define you. What defines you is how you respond. Do you let them knock you down and stay there, or do you rise again, stronger and more determined than before? Every time you choose to keep going, you reinforce the belief that you are capable, that you are worthy of success, that you are strong enough to handle whatever comes your way. When you focus on yourself, you stop seeing failure as an end and start seeing it as part of your journey.